Loot Bet. Made for live betting.
Don't know how to build a team from scratch or find good teammates? DreamTeam.gg, the ultimate team building platform. Find and connect with new players, coaches and teams. Manage and monetize your team. Get on fast track to advance from novice to amateur and, if desired, to professional gamer. Join DreamTeam.gg today.
It's the quick scope! This is unreal! Anything is possible. Anything is possible! Usillo is a monster, Tom!
And it's the final map between these two teams. We're heading over to train. Some back and forth affairs, both teams kind of stomping each other on their opponent's map picks. Yeah. Now we head to a map where neither team has picked it, so maybe we just have a stalemate and we call a forfeit or a draw.
Yeah, it has to be a draw. Nobody advances. It's just a standstill.
Yeah.
Or, you know, coin flip.
There we go. That's basically this game.
Bringing back an old classic. No, yeah, it's definitely been interesting to see how this has panned out so far. Renegades looking so solid on Inferno, just demolishing HellRaisers on their best map. They'd imagine like this is a clear sign that Renegades are here to really kick some ass and chew bubblegum, but that didn't really come to fruition going into Mirage either. Right. I did say that right before we went to break that it felt like Renegades had more of a shot of actually doing something on Mirage, you know, compared to what HellRaisers had to bring to the table on Inferno. But you know, going into Train, that's a bit more of anybody's games. I have to say that I'm more familiar with how Renegades play Train more so than Hellraisers, partly because I didn't get the chance to watch too much of the EU games during league play. So I'm interested to see what HellRaisers can bring to the table. And obviously, you know, just judging off the players that they have on their side, you can imagine that a player like Voxic is gonna thrive in that kind of a map.
Yeah, I mean, like, they don't play this map a lot. That's the thing. They've only got 8 logged games in the last 3 months, as opposed to like 20 on Inferno. So you know, it's not a high play map for HellRaisers, which kind of creates question marks. But as you say, like AWPing power, this is the map for it, right? You've got Voxic, who obviously is a sick AWPer, and you've got Deadfox, who has had his time with the AWP. Not only that, but was the best performer in Mirage
by quite some margin as well. Yeah. He was really the dominating force for HellRaisers.
Not what you expect to say.
Oh, definitely not. You would have expected Issa or Voxic to be part of that discussion, or maybe Angel has one of his games where he drops 30. Definitely not Deadfox, but it's a great sign for HellRaisers that everyone can show up on any given day. So Night Front's going to get underway. Seemingly HellRaisers taking the better of that, so they get the option of choosing between T or CT. And again, depending on how familiar obviously you are with the map or not, it's interesting to see what teams actually go with. If they want to play it safe in that sense, go with the CT side, try to get an easy start to the game, or if they kind of want to set the pace and tone of the match by starting on the T side.
I feel like on this map, you definitely teams would probably not want to risk starting T just because they don't know what to expect in terms of these guys will not have played each other together on Train. I'm extremely doubtful. So yeah, it's probably a safer bet going CT.
Yeah, no, probably is. And I guess for HellRaisers, we've talked about how they do a lot of their work on their T side. That's kind of where their strong suit is. But I think Train is such a different map, I guess, compared to a lot of other things that CT side makes more sense. And that's what they've gone with as well. So we'll We'll be getting this game underway in a matter of seconds. And on the side of Renegades, we can see a Molotov and 2 flashes on Nifty. That's going to be, you know, a setup for potential inner push with pop flashes into the inner bomb site, and then just a Molotov to hold off a potential afterflow. That could be the case. It's still, you know, important to note there is a smoke in the hands of Dead Fox, and he has the defuse kit as well.
Oh, nice shot from Bondic, and that's so big because it just means the retake's going to be easier. If there even is a retake, Renegades are on the site, and the plant will come in, but Bondic has just removed 2 players. Retake on now for HellRaisers, and they certainly aren't going to be fearful of this one. Bondic finds his 3rd. We've had Woxic step up. We've had Bondic Dead Fox step up. Maybe this is Bondic's game on train.
Definitely started off well. And that's pretty big as well. If HellRaisers is going to utilize the setup that so many pro teams use, where you pretty much have a sole defender on the inner bomb side, if Bondic is able to lock that down, it's going to be so much harder for Renegades to get anything done. Going into yard against 4 players is such a nightmare. Like, regardless of how many smokes and Molotovs you can put down, you're just going to meet so much resistance at any given time, so many flashes coming back into your face every time you try to execute that. You know, they really need to make HellRaisers respect their inner pushes by putting Bondic in awkward situations.
I want to see what Woxic plays on the city side when it gets down to the AWP. I really want to see him in that connector, because if you can imagine Bondic locking down B, imagine Woxic playing that rotate role and watching Heaven with his AWP. He's not going to be missing those shots, I can tell you that now.
Yeah.
Although another B play here for Renegades, only with P250s. If Bondic dies
so
here,
much damage, though.
I was going to say, like, how is he surviving for so long? But as you say, damage is in, Jacob's low, you still owe same boat as well. Plant found for Renegades, but it's still a 1 round for HellRaisers. However, this will be a very good buy for Renegades in the upcoming round.
Yeah, getting the bomb plant, they'll be happy about that. 2 plants in a row. Bondic probably a little bit upset by the fact that he's able to basically dink up 2 players and not actually kill them. Just being too nice, really, sharing the damage amongst all 5 players on the Renegade side.
It's got to give them those $300. It's got to give them those $300 for the Glock kills, you know?
You've earned it if you can hit the shots from that kind of a distance, right?
That's true.
But anyway, HellRaisers once again getting off to a great start. They've been winning pistols left and right. Renegades, they've won 3 pistols, lost heavily versus Godsent on day 1. Today they've only won 1 pistol, but they at least have a map to their name. So maybe that is actually the key. Splitting pistols, that's the name of the game.
Well, let's see if they can convert this as we head into rifle rounds. No AWP for Renegades. I would have assumed they'd have the money with 2 bomb plants in a row, so maybe going for a faster approach. And towards Ivy, that seems to be the case. Woxic here with his own AWP. Oh, maybe a bit of a bait cross coming through, but he's got a nice angle. However, Nifty, great shot.
The casual 3-man peek.
Yeah. What can you do about that?
Yeah. It's almost like that flash was just 100% set up to be a bait. Angel fully committed into that Molotov and finds Jacob.
He even gets the AWP out of there as well. If that was gifted over to Nifty, that would be a massive factor, but not anymore.
Yeah. 2 players at least kind of locked up, holding eyes towards Ivy, but as I say that, as he turns around and finds 1 frag, and Dead Fox as well chimes in, and that leaves JKS in a 1v3 situation. Angel still rooting around with that AWP, so it's going to be a tough nut to crack here for JKS. He's just patiently waiting, hoping that someone from HellRaisers is going to overextend. HellRaisers, though, for the better part of this game, even on Inferno, they didn't necessarily get into situations where they had a man advantage and unnecessarily threw it away due to overextension because people wanted to get, you know, that final frag and add to their tally.
Well, I don't think there were many rounds on Inferno where HellRaisers even had a man advantage,
let
alone throw away.
Yeah, but they weren't given the opposition or opportunity to throw it away, but they didn't do so on Mirage at least.
No.
And seemingly not doing it on Train either. So first power round going the way of HellRaisers. That are getting off to a great start. Economy is looking fairly healthy as well. Woxic is going to be able to get that op over on himself. Does have to drop a weapon over for Angel, but that's okay. Now let's see, Renegades. Minor investment here. ZZ, like Kevlar on Aza, Deagles on Ustilo, and JKS in addition to Jacob. So Nifty just not buying anything. He's going to save up for that op, and I think that's going to be an important factor on a map like Train.
Smoke down, and 2 on the other side of Ivy for Renegades. Looking to maybe split this A-bomb site a bit later in the round. Still this solo man down on B, that's Bondic. Not going to choose to get aggressive. If you're playing solo B, getting aggressive is a bit of a risk, because especially if Renegades know you're the solo B player. If they kill you, they're just going to hit that site instantly and get a free bomb plant. At the very least, Bondik should be getting a kill or two on the defense before a plant, just making it easier for the retake, as he has been doing so far. Slow pace here for Renegades. They're just looking to bait out utility, but HellRaisers aren't biting, and I like that. It's very clear they know what Renegades are trying to do. They still have all their incendiaries and Molotovs left up on this CT side. There's the first one finally going out, and the time is starting to tick away from Renegades, so they can't afford to waste too much more of it. Here comes the initial contact made down Ivy, but with 2 CTs on the other side, it's easier said than done, but that's a sick shot from Jacob, opening up an opportunity. More Molotovs to cut off Nifty in that position. Issa, he's got a lot to do as well as they begin to work their way down and off. Yeah, threat neutralized pretty quickly.
Yeah, Jacob does find a second frag onto Issa as well, though, so 2 taken with him to the grave. And I guess that's pretty much all they could have hoped for in that kind of scenario. You saw Bondik being quick to flank around towards Pop, so they had the chokehold on Renegades from the get-go, but this time around we're going to see the debut of Nifty on the op. He's going to go head-to-head with Voxic here. And I think it's safe to say that, you know, to start things off, Nifty got the better of that op duel, or actually had more impact on the game overall, at least on Inferno. Next is to be seen if he can do it on Train as well.
Oh, Angel, that's awkward. Jacob was ready for that. He saw it coming from a mile off. Frag found for the T side, but Issa keeps things in check for the quick trade. He locks down Pop Dog with 2. Azza still makes his way out eventually, so still keeping things in a 3-on-3. But as the smoke fades, Jacob's stuck in an open position and he can't survive for much more longer. Nifty's now the last man up here for Renegades as more casualties have been found, but he is giving casualties to HellRaisers. 2 shots, 2 kills. It's Nifty with a clutch.
Talked about the impact that Nifty could have on that op, and immediately comes into play as well. 3 great frags there, even winning the op duel versus Voxic to close it out. It's going to feel good for Renegades to get off to a good start. Only issue is, though, with 4 rounds in pretty convincing fashion for HellRaisers, they're going to have plenty of money, so that's going to be enough for an op on Voxic once more. They're running a bit low on utility on some of the players, but still have the most essential gear to actually bring out into the round. Lots of Molotovs and fair bit of smokes as well. Double setup on the inner bomb site for HellRaisers this time around. Maybe expecting something quick to come towards the inner, but instead it's going to be Jacob. Ooh, misses a golden opportunity to down Angel there. Puts him down on half HP, but doesn't really open up anything for Renegades, so they're back to square one.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. Well, Jacob doesn't fool Angel twice. He wins the duel. Now Renegade's a man down with no trade ability on that first pick. That's a good Molotov. Nifty's trying to force Angel out to the right side, but instead he climbs up the ladder. Takes a lot of flame damage, though. That was a really nice attempt from Nifty. You could see what he was trying to do there, but unsuccessful. Angel reads it well. 20 HP left up. As the big-brained IGL for the HellRaisers side will stay on this A side of the map. But here's where the double B setup comes into play for HellRaisers, because Renegades, they're walking their way down. Still a man to late split Ivy, but the big pressure is, can they even get onto the B site? Because if they can't, then Ustilo's position is completely pointless anyway. Even though he begins to push up to wrap this CT spawn, Woxic has still got the lockdown on the B bomb site, and he's joined by Bondik now as well. Ustilo in the smoke, and DevVox, at least playing careful. You can see they're not pushing out of heaven because they want Ustilo now to make contact to maybe draw a rotate off of this B site, but it's easier said than done. Ustilo's already dead. Now they're pressured to push out of heaven into the hands of Woxic. 3 kills from him. Nice defense from HellRaisers.
Easily dealt with there for HellRaisers. That's, again, going to bolster their economy, and it's going to send Renegades back to the pits of despair. Well, no more max loss bonus, and a double eco at hand for Renegades here, unless they want to do a desperation buy. We did see Vici very early on get into that kind of a trap versus SK, where they just kept forcing up and not doing anything with it.
Asian CS.
Running into yard, hoping for the best. That can definitely not be the route that Renegades decide to go in. I'm going to put 3 people towards Ivy once more. I'd like to put pressure on this area of the map early on, and you can tell that HellRaisers are kind of aware of this. They have 2 players very close by, in Voxic and Deadfox. They're being very dynamic in how they post up. We've seen Voxic play inner site, play towards Ivy. This time he's playing towards 7 Train. So moving about, keeping Renegades guessing as to what might happen. He's going to connect on the first bullet as well. That's JKM going down.
This utility usage from HellRaisers is so good right now. Like, look at how much damage they're doing with nades.
Yeah. Really making the most out of it. And they're also holding on to, you know, the essentials in terms of smokes and Molotovs, you know, until they absolutely have to use them. So with the time running down, it just gets harder and harder for Renegades to actually make a move towards any of the bomb sites. It seems like they want to gather up towards the B bomb site. Still a two-man defense here. There's been no reason for HellRaisers to actually rotate anyone out of it.
Oh,
timing just not favoring Nifty, but as it gets the quick reply onto Bondic, they might not expect Angel to be here as well, and that's the bomb down.
Yeah, that should be the round in and of itself. Even with the wrap coming through for Azza, he's found a gun. I don't think this will really be enough to win it. Dead Fox already stopped him, although the bomb plant is found from JKS. However, he won't get much more. Quick rotate from Dead Fox, he hops on in, upgrades to the AK, and we'll get the defuse. But considering Renegades did just get reset in the previous round, that bomb plant is going to go a long way in the future.
Definitely is.
For now, they still have to eco.
Yeah, no, I would much rather. I guess they might feel the temptation to buy up with AKs and whatnot here. JKS could drop an op and then go killerless, which is not ideal. I would rather see them just do a half buy, kind of maybe get some CZs or Deagles.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple of smokes and flashes to see if they can get a bomb plant on the inner bomb site, for instance, and work with that, and then get the op in the hands of Nifty, full utility, and then see where that takes them. That is seemingly what they've decided to do as well.
And Nifty even forfeiting a weapon with his Glock, as he wants that AWP. Doing the quick maths. Big contact from Woxic. I like how every single round it seems like Woxic's playing a different position in a different site. Always moving back towards the ramp instead as he gets smoked off or mollied off in the heaven. Double peek coming through will not be enough. He can just drop down and it's in the area and fall back, focus back on the upper position of the map, where Angel rotates in as well. So we have a very heavy B defense right now for HellRaisers. They know that because Renegades are on pistols, it's very likely they're just going to commit to this, and that is right. Nade in, Bondic's getting mollied. He needs to move right now, and Angel will at least start it off. One kill into Azza before the trade comes in, and Woxic overwhelmed. They wrap the highway, but Bondic has got it on lockdown with his M4. And great round from Bondic, especially there, to keep his teammates alive and keep HellRaisers in the lead with a 7-1.
Yeah, keeps Woxic from having a bit of an embarrassing moment there at the very end. And Bondic's been getting off to a great start here so far. He's probably been the only one that's been, I guess, somewhat silent on the side of HellRaisers in these first two maps.
I feel like he's never really top of the board, but he's always just like, he's like a Cajun B. He's always doing it, but he's never the best.
Yeah, no, in previous iterations of HellRaisers, he was kind of positioned to be the star, and he's definitely showcased that he has the individual skill to be a really, really solid player.
On Tai Lu, for example.
Yeah.
Especially when Buntet was calling towards the end of last year.
Yeah, he was doing really well for himself.
I remember casting a game with him. He got 39 kills, and they
still lost.
They still lost 16-14.
Well, that's a rough one to happen, but so far he's doing well in the fragging department. HellRaisers doing well, and there's the job of gathering rounds. Trades going back and forth. Jacob's going to find Issa, but Woxic still being that terror on the bomb site. Nifty replies as well with his own op shot, and that's a 2v2 situation. Jacob and Nifty left. Bondic and Woxic, two of the hot performers on the side of HellRaisers, to hold on to this lead. A bit of a standstill now, and actually seeing a rotation towards the inner bomb site. I'm not really sure what prompted this from HellRaisers. Like, fair enough, they lost track of what was going on out in yard, but would have been a tad bit of an over-rotation. Still, though, not being capitalized on by Renegades. They're just patiently waiting, hoping that someone's going to go aggressive from the side of HellRaisers. But they've kind of been opting to do the opposite for the better part of the game, or series, in fact. And Bondic, well, he knows something's up. He's cleared out the entirety of the B bomb site. He's going to wrap around from Pop, and the timing might be, could have been perfect, but Nifty decides to go for the safest plant possible, and that's going to be beneficial. Still, though, the tag team duo might be running into a bit of an issue here as Bondic pops out from Pop. Get responded on by Nifty, and that puts Woxic in a 1v1 situation and finds the perfect timing onto Nifty, and an 8th round in the bag for HellRaisers.
Yeah, that questionable rotate, they did a very good job with at least, you know, taking control of B. It's a situation where HellRaisers have two options. One, they rotate to B and Renegades push B, in which case they're already double stacked up there.
Yeah.
Or they rotate to B, and we see Bondic just go for that long flank, which basically clears out the entirety of the B halls, and they'll know it's the A site by that point. Really nice as well. And it's very common that Renegades in that position would actually plant for Pop Dog, right? Because that's a position they think is clear, because they've owned it the entire round, and you know HellRaisers don't have or shouldn't have that part of the map. So it's actually safe from Renegades to not plant towards it, but a really good play from Bondic to go on that long flank. Again, not just having the impact in kills, but also in positioning. As HellRaisers now continue this heavy lead, and we have, of course, another strong map for them. We've not had very close games in this best-of-3 series so far, and this is no exception.
Yeah, Renegades are going to have to make their mark on the game if they want to have a shot going into the second half here. But HellRaisers looking remarkably strong. Nifty, tempting faith in Pop Dog, not going to commit to it though. Seemed like Issa would have been ready as well, dodging the flash. Two-man setup here on inner. Dead Fox just wailing away on the side of Renegades. As it finds a commiseration frag, but in the end, Dead Fox with the 4K. He was excellent on Mirage and showing that he's not really letting go of that pressure either. Even though it's been Bondic and Voxic to really be the headline stars of Train so far, can't let them have all the spotlight.
And look at how pumped they all are. Like Voxic shouting, Angel looking pretty happy about it, Dev Fox giving a smile. You know, this is like, let's compare this now to the first map on Inferno when we had players with their heads in their hands. Yeah. You know, and now we've got players shouting and cheering in the 9-1 scoreline as a result. HellRaisers pumped up and ready to go here. You can certainly see that. Pistols back up for the Renegades, and they are going for a quick play down Ivy. Dead Fox not getting the nade out in time, but his teammates are going to have to at least watch out because they're pushing back through Olaf. They're going for the reverse split to the A site, and Issa's ready for it. First kill coming through, watching the smoke as well, just in case JKS goes for the push, but his teammate's dropping the gun, and Jacob's dropping enemies. 2 frags from him before the trade is eventually found, and while Nifty does damage, it is only that damage. As HellRaisers find their 10th, at this point you need rounds, not kills.
Yeah, and this time it's Issa to step up big with a quad kill. Everybody's getting in on the action. Angel's the only one being left behind in that sense, but that's more down to the fact that all the others are cleaning up house. Well, JKS, talked about him kind of getting more and more into his own to start things off, you know, before the series, and he really has, but he's having a bit of a nightmare here now. 0 kills, 11 rounds in. Not even an assist to his name. They definitely need JKS. As you said, if Jacob and Nifty can get off to a good start, they only need one Australian to join them on that party for Renegades to be a really dangerous team.
And again, utility damage is so good for HellRaisers. Not only do they HE Nifty down to 50, but the Molotov pushes another 20 off of that as well, or 30. They are just getting whittled away, and Issa will finish off that job as well. He watches for the main split, but it doesn't come through. And even if it did, Angel is sitting above to try and trade things back. And he may have to strike now, but Issa, he's already found his 2nd kill of the round. Angel going to be tested, but Jacob can't hit the shot, and Angel can't transfer the spray. Doesn't seem to matter, but the man advantage still intact for HellRaisers. Low HP on both these two players. They'll be sitting pretty on the A site.
Definitely will be, and now the question remains, what are Renegades going to do? They do have a Molotov and 2 flashes on you still, but still only so many angles you can clear up with 1 Molotov. They seem to be kind of lost for ideas right now, expecting some sort of aggression. Bondic, to be fair, I guess has been pushing aggressively on the inner bomb side every now and again, but we haven't necessarily seen anything being pushed out from Ivy at any point in this game. But better safe than sorry. Still, though, an extremely tough task. You got Bondic just playing by that old bomb train. Dead Fox sitting posted up in back Ivy. Oh, there we go. Straight to the head, and that just leaves Nifty with 18 HP. Might get a bomb plant here, but Bondic right around the corner.
Oh, he heard him.
Oh, gun tip. And a dead Nifty. 11-1, and this is, well, we were hoping that we might get a closer affair in this one. We had pretty one-sided maps from start to finish, but right now, HellRaisers just seem like the clear favorite is an obvious statement at this point, but they just, they just seem like the better team by far. Renegades not really being able to put up much of a fight at all. So tactical pause. Something magical is going to have to come through the heads of the Renegades players here. I mean, could imagine like in a situation like this, having a coach like Kassad would have been massively beneficial, right? And maybe that's why we're seeing so much more one-sided games. Like, obviously, when things are going great for yourself, then, you know, there's nothing to change. You can just churn on as you do. But when things go poorly...
Who's there to hype you up?
Exactly. And who's there to give you new ideas? Who's seeing the mistakes you're making and, you know, where the error lies, if it's somebody who's late on executions or fiddling about, or if you're just doing the same thing, running into the same kind of issue over and over again. It's very easy to get not necessarily blinded by it, but yeah, not necessarily seeing everything for what it is when you're in the thick of things. Well, triple peak is in. Attempt again, and Dead Fox with another triple spray.
This man, what is he doing? That's not even allowed. Incredible work from Dead Fox.
He's definitely feeling it. That Mirage game probably did wonders for his confidence.
Yeah, 15-4 right now. He's second top below Issa. Issa slowly snuck up there.
He got there, yeah. He's got a cheeky 4-kill in there.
I mean, 4 of the 5 players are between 12 and 16 kills. So it's like, you know, at this point, everyone's playing well. I mean, you know, it doesn't even matter that Angel is 8 and 7 because it's 12-1.
Yeah,
at this
exactly.
point.
Again, look, it's not Angel's fault. He's just not in position because they've been going Ivy or Inner, and that's where, like, Inner, they run into Bondik and Voxic on the rotation. If they go Ivy, they run into Issa and Dead Fox.
Well, let's see if Renegades can get anything done with pistols. They've been pretty unsuccessful with both pistols and rifles so far on this map. Big surprise by the 1 round. Smoke set up again on B, but already the rotation coming through. We can see Angel moving into this site.
He wants to get in on this
action. Give me some kills. Pistol kills, eco kills. Angel's hungry and he's ready. The push comes down ramp and he starts to spray. There's the first. No more. Goodbye, Angel. Time for Bondik to move in. And there we go. They line up for him. Double frag, actually from Issa. He steals them away from the connector, not giving anyone his frags. And maybe he'll find a third as well. JK is out through the smoke, damage done, and no way he's going to get this plant.
Bonic's going to be chasing that down. It's actually Issa again.
Yeah.
Just laying full claim to all of these eco frags, and that's going to put him up to 19-4.
Jesus.
That's the very telling thing, the fact that nobody on the side of HellRaisers are actually dying. Voxic has died 3 times in this half. Nobody's really killing anyone at all. JKS hasn't actually gotten even an assist on the board up to this point. So it could be looking at that, well, not too flattering 0 and 15.
And he's had good games as well. That's the thing.
Yeah,
coming up until this.
So this is a bit of an anomaly, but it doesn't really help Renegades. They need something to work out for them. And again, it's quick out into yard as of this time, not Jacob. See if he finds some more success. They've definitely spotted his position in Angel. Ooh, that flash.
He's been playing here so much that they should at least expect this position. He's been on top of this train almost every single outer take, and still they don't check it. As a dead, Angel drops down, but he's got his back turned. Doesn't seem to matter. Issa steals the kill away. Of course he does. 2 frags from Issa, and Usillo, the man to open up nearly every T-side round on Mirage, is going to be finished off in the back. HellRaisers have a 14-1 half. I mean, like this is like the SK Vici game, where it's like we had like 2 stomps, and they're really close map. Except this game, we've had 3 stomps.
Yeah, it's been a really weird one in that sense. Renegades are running into the same issue though. We haven't necessarily seen that many set executes. Like oftentimes when you struggle with getting pick-based play to work out for yourself, teams fall back to the very tried and true. Everyone's setting up on the container outside of T main, throwing out smokes to block off all the routes, and then just kind of run at it and see what sticks. Pretty much, not really much of that happening for Renegade side. It's been a lot of individuals being sent out an opening frag, they don't find it, and that's just kind of the end of the game plan. Or either that or the Ivy pressure where they try to find a pick with a triple peak, and that worked once, but after that they haven't really been able to do much of anything. And I think the 1B push they had with weapons, or the second, the 1 out of 2, the first one they did, obviously got shut down by an amazing triple spray from Dead Fox. So yeah, no. Probably if you're Renegades right now, you're just shaking your head because every time you've gone somewhere, if you've gone towards inner, there's always been 2 players holding that inner bomb site. So you feel like, well, surely they have to play with 3 players on yard now, but that's when they show up, to a double setup in Ivy. they've kind of ran into every gauntlet and every trap that HellRaisers have set for them.
It's like Renegades haven't actually gone for any like really fast rounds. I feel like they set up for like 15, 20 seconds. And that just gives time not only for HellRaisers to whittle them away with the utility as we've been seeing in like Pop Dog, but also the time that they set up smokes just allows HellRaisers to rotate appropriately, and they always seem to have the majority of players on the site that is being hit. Like as you say, they always have 2 on B when the B pushers come in, but let's see. HellRaisers looking to close out this map in style. 16-1 is the aim, but Renegades want to keep this one going. They want to give it another shot. Nifty down Ivy. Good shot to start it off. This may be what they need. He needs to double down, but he can't. Angel and Bondic opening this round up, and that is it. The A site crumbling beneath the feet of Renegades. We need the Aussies to step up, and Azza certainly has come to the table with 2. Maybe able to find a third as well, but Bondic is going to win that duel. JKS last man up, and Bondic doesn't need to take this fight. He's 2 HP with the bomb. He can wait for the wraparound, but Devfox misses a shot. Luckily enough, he recovers, and HellRaisers have recovered. 15 rounds on this T side, and JKS still yet to get a kill.
It's a very real possibility that he can end up going through an entire match with this single frag, which is incredible in all the wrong ways.
Yeah. You don't see that every day.
No, especially not with a player like JKS.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part about it. And yeah, this tactical pause, I'm not really sure what they want to discuss at this point.
Is anyone speaking? Because I don't see any lips moving.
I see some chewing. Nifty's saying something. But yeah, it's definitely very quiet from both Az and Still. They seem to be in a completely different place. You can't really blame them either. They've just taken a battering.
Oh yeah, I want to see the HellRaisers cams. Now this is where things get interesting.
Voxic has got a big smile on his face. Angel's laughing. Very different atmosphere between the 2 sides right now.
I feel like Angel is just the clown of the team. Oh, well, I mean, I know Issa definitely is the clown of the team, but I feel like Angel definitely contributes.
Yeah, no, Angel just seems like a funny guy to be around.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to see the all-expected force buy from Renegades. They just have to buy up with everything they have. Az is going to go down immediately to Angel. Did he spot out the shadow from Still? No. In any case, though, out into yard they go. Looking to close out this 3rd and final map.
Oh, he saw him. You still peeked. Angel has the information as well. Caught in the sandwich, and Angel's come to lunch, but he's been served a cold plate. Yustilo shoots him in the head, and Voxic is well dead, but it doesn't seem to matter. Try as they might, Renegades will still be losing 16-1. And that is a weird way to end the best of 3 series, but congratulations to HellRaisers. They will be finding their first win here in Kiev.
Yeah, with the way the series started off, you wouldn't imagine this is how it would have ended.
No.
That's for sure. But HellRaisers bring it back, showcase what skill they possess, and how, it's not just all about Voxic or all about this, everyone contributing on the side here. Bondic getting off to a great start. Obviously, Petfox on Mirage, just a beast in his own right. So lots of positives really to draw from that from HellRaisers. Obviously needed a little bit of fine-tuning on Inferno, figure out what was wrong with that. Although I do think that was more down to Renegades playing really well, in all honesty. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how HellRaisers do as they go forward. Secure themselves at least at the 1-1 spot, so they're in the same boat as BP and Na'Vi, yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Did they win that series again?
It was something like 12-3 when last I looked, so I would imagine that is the case.
I want to see more train from HellRaisers. This is a map I don't really get to see from them. I want that to come up again this tournament. I'm sure it will with all these best of 3s being played. And yeah, Na'Vi did 2-0 Vici there, so they are also in the 1-1 spot right now. That's a possible matchup. That's a really fun matchup as well. 2 CIS orgs. I mean, historically, a CIS team, HellRaisers, of course, no longer.
Yeah, but it's very much been like the big brother, little brother kind of ordeal in the CIS region.
That would be a good game.
Yeah, you also have North in there, sitting at 1-1. So a lot of potential solid matchups here for the next round. And yeah, if HellRaisers can continue on this kind of form, that should be really fun to see. Renegades clearly struggling to find some consistency here. Horrible first day. Great start to day 2, but ended with a bit of a shocker.
Yeah. Well, either way, we're going to be seeing a lot more of HellRaisers in this event, and we're going to be seeing a lot more of Parla down on the stage with Issa.